people will talk about the struggles of performance measurement, and they will talk about the pitfalls, they will talk about the problems that they've had or the shortcomings, but I simply can't think of a better alternative. I don't know how government can work in partnership with the community unless we talk about results, we plan for them, and we try to measure whether we're going in the right direction.
We must be able to define the outcomes we want, and that can only occur in dialogue with community. It's their taxpayer money that we're sort of involuntarily taking from them and using. And they are the ones who must define what the outcomes are that we need to achieve.
The program you're about to see, Managing for Results, a video benefiting citizens, government, and community, is designed to help managers communicate the power and importance of managing for results. It will also provide a brief overview of Managing for Results, the key to more responsive government, the University of Vermont's three-part video series that takes an in-depth look at the issues, challenges, and benefits as public sector organizations move towards an outcome or results orientation. After viewing this program, which includes interviews with some of the municipal and county practitioners featured in the Managing for Results video series, you and your staff will understand the paradigm shift from inputs to outcomes and grasp the multidimensional benefits of managing for results. It wasn't long ago that there was no question in the minds of citizens that government was working in the community's best interest. But today, there's questioning, even cynicism. And many governments, especially county and municipal governments, are feeling the repercussions of this distrust.
It's the way things are. Elected officials are always going to have a credibility problem with the folks that elected them, even though they voted for them. I mean, it's that way in this town. But if you sit around a table with a person long enough, you get to know them, and you build credibility, you build acceptance, you build trust. You can't do it by just sitting up there and legislating.
At the same time, many governments have begun to look within their own organizations and operations for answers on how to re-engage citizens. And some have begun to undertake a whole new approach to doing business, an approach known as Managing for Results. Taking cues from the federal government's National Performance Review, many county and municipal governments are discovering the benefits of moving towards an outcomes or results orientation.
Before I was a county chair, I was a legislator and I was a strategic planner. So I come from an orientation of thinking in terms of planning and have followed the field of planning for a number of years. So the whole idea of focusing on results is part of an evolution of a kind of thinking about how we plan for our governments.
You have to articulate the direction that the organization and the community is going to go. People are looking for a series of statements and values that they can buy into. And so I think leadership's first responsibility is to try to, it's not that somebody comes up with any great new idea, but you have the ability and the responsibility to articulate it in a way that people understand it and can get energized by it. The second is that you have to be consistent then over time with those values, that the process of change, and in fact the issues that which we deal at a municipal level or even any governmental level are usually very complex. They usually are things that need to be dealt with over a long period of time in order to see the results of those changes. And so consistency is important.
When you look at results and when you look at outcomes, the beauty of it is that it is non-political, so that you can have a variety of constituencies that may not agree on a lot of things, certainly agree that they want to have a safer city. If you want to reduce teen pregnancies, the issue isn't abortion or other techniques to be used, abstinence. The issue is to reduce the pregnancies. And so everybody can do what they want to do as long as they focus in on the results and on the outcomes.
What is Managing for Results? As defined by David Osborne and Peter Plastrick in their book Banishing Bureaucracy, a results-oriented government shifts accountability from inputs to outcomes or results. It measures the performance of public agencies, sets targets, rewards agencies that hit or exceed their targets, and uses budgets to spell out the level of performance legislators expect for the price they're willing to pay. To fully appreciate results, we must understand the difference between an input, an output, and an outcome. Here's how some public managers define and use these concepts.
Auditors are starting to look at whether or not the money that it flows into the organization is used in a way that achieves the goals that the organization desires. So it's just not compliance with the rules, it's whether results are achieved and whether outcomes are met.
Traditionally, when you put a budget together, you try to focus on output indicators as a performance measurement to determine whether or not you're spending money efficiently. And most budgeting processes use an indicator such as number of miles plowed by snow plows or the response time by a fire department. We've tried to go beyond that and determine our performance based on community standards.
What I hope to accomplish at the end of this is that we can demonstrate that we have excellent programs for the lowest cost possible. And in the past, what we've done is we've had an ability to really count or evaluate the number of activities that we're involved in, the number of items or the number of services, but we really haven't been able to demonstrate how successful we've been in the programs that we undertake. And what we want to do is to get to a point where we can say that if we've got 100 kids that are in treatment for chemical dependency, the program that we have is going to have 90 or 80% of them out of chemical dependency for 5 or 10 years, versus just knowing that we've got 100 people in treatment.
I'll walk around and ask people, what did you do today that really made a difference to a citizen in this community? Why are we here? Are we managing our work to make things better for us, or are we managing our work to make things better for the citizens in this community?
As governments move towards this new paradigm, concepts such as developing strategic plans and visioning processes, defining citizens as your customers, empowering the workforce through flattened organizations, and creating multifaceted partnerships with stakeholders become more than a theory. They become operational modes of action. Performance-based budgets, which provide a direct link to results and outcomes, are providing citizens with a clearer understanding of how effectively government organizations are functioning, and are beginning to reassure citizens that their jurisdictions are becoming more responsive and responsible. This shift to results and the attendant change in an organization's focus and culture cannot be accomplished effectively without the guidance, educational experience, and practical knowledge of those who are already achieving success within a results-oriented government. To that end, in sponsorship with the American Public Works Association, the American Society for Public Administration, the Government Finance Officers Association, and the International City-County Management Association, the University of Vermont is committed to providing advanced professional development resources to public service managers in the area of managing for results. The university's initial video product, the 3-part series entitled Managing for Results, the Key to More Responsive Government, provides a focused learning opportunity, concentrating on critical topics necessary to apply managing for results strategies in a local government setting. Each video of the series contains both educational content and the insights and experiences of practitioners from 8 case study locales, including Dallas, Texas, Portland, Oregon, Hampton, Virginia, Duluth, Minnesota, Burlington, Vermont, Prince William County, Virginia, Ramsey County, Minnesota, and Multnomah County, Oregon. And the entire 3-part video series is accompanied by a resource manual and facilitator's guide, which provides supporting information and actionable ideas presented within each video. Hosting and narrating the Managing for Results series is National Public Radio's White House correspondent Mara Liasson.